Welcome to Ebony Championship Wrestling. Welcome to the podcast where the is alive and we deep dive every from a diverse perspective. Tonight we discuss the WWE Draft, predictions for Lyon, France, and Season 2 of the ECW Fantasy Draft, where yours truly is the reigning, defending, undisputed champion and final host. The boys are here, they're haters, and this is ECW. Let's get it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and wrestling fans across the globe. I am the Jackie Miles, your final host. Welcome to your screen, the man of 39. This one last week, Mr. Dirt Sheets himself, Montay, aka Coach Montay. You can follow him on Instagram at Coach Montay24. Also gracing us with his presence tonight is our resident tribal chief, Griff, aka Griff Nation. Find him on Instagram at GriffNation84 and on X at CGriff84. Behind the scenes, reciting the words to 10 freaky girls, is my bodyguard, the wise man B Dix. And when you see him in the streets, holla, what up, though? Find him on Cash App at BDix989. You can find us all on Instagram at Ebony Championship Wrestling and on X at Ebony Championship Rest. Gentlemen, welcome. How's everybody feeling tonight? Griff, let's start with you, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I think I'm almost to 100%. I was just at the 9% from recovering from WrestleMania, but then the NFL draft took a little bit of that battery juice away, man, which was a fun time, a great experience, man. One thing off my bucket list I can officially say was the NFL draft. Shout out to the city of Detroit and all the people from all over the world that came to this. It was very historic. I would definitely recommend if you ever in this lifetime ever get to go to a draft, whether you a football fan, don't know anything about the NFL, not just go to be in the presence of the festivities, the people, and everything else, man. But other than that, man, Griff is doing good. Very busy week, of course, but I'm excited. A lot going on in the wrestling world with this draft and things. So ready to get the business and talk about with you fellas, man, and get y'all thoughts tonight.
We got to get you a different social battery if it runs out every time you step outside the house.
I was talking about the flesh battery, not the phone battery.
Gotta get you a lithium ion or something. God, get
the boy always
Coach, how you doing? What's going on? How you doing?
It's good, man. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it back safely to the NY. Man, it was good to have you, man. It was a pleasure. It's always great to spend time with your brother. Quality time this time, man. We golfed, we watched wrestling, and then we even started to fall in love with a new sport, man. We turned into hockey fans, man.
Big time.
I told y'all.
Had a chance to go to game. What was that? 3? Yeah, game 3.
Nice.
No, game 4.
Two.
Yeah, we went to
game 2.
Yeah, game 2. That's right. Yeah, game 2. Last week, man, down at American Airlines, got a chance to see some stars and Vegas Knights go at it. So, yeah, bro. Spending the quality time, having you down here, man, the week, man, it was great, bro. Danielle enjoyed you, man, and of course, your niece Boops enjoyed every minute. So yesterday she was looking for you when she got in. She pointed to the door, and I was like, "Hey, went back home." So I guess so you got to get back down here in a few weeks, but yeah, man, family's always good. Everybody's good, bro. Good to have you. And wrestling, like I said, the draft, it was a good week. Can't wait to chop it up as usual, man. Let's get into it, for sure.
All right, let's do this. It's been a interesting weekend draft, taking over WWE and the NFL. We're more concerned with the WWE side of things. Let me ask this question to start things off. Did the draft under Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque live up to the hype?
No.
I didn't think so.
Absolutely not.
Griff, you were the first to answer, brother. Go ahead and say why.
Well, because when I think of a draft, I'm thinking of either someone that's going to switch to a different brand and make an impact, or someone getting recruited and coming up. This draft was basically mostly drafting the same people that was already on the roster, which is pretty predictable. Then, of course, with those that are in relationships and serious, marriages and relationships, you already knew if one of them was going to get drafted on one brand, who was going to come next after that. So to me, this draft was very predictable. It wasn't a big fan of it, but I was shocked by key call-ups and surprises from the NXT side. But overall, man, this draft was really predictable and pretty much just draft the same people, mostly that was on the same show.
Coach, thoughts?
Yeah, it didn't live up to the hype. Yeah, it didn't live up to the hype. It was obviously gimmicky. It became the show within the show. Obviously just to, get the eyes to the screen. Hey, it's draft, y'all, come see it. But they didn't make the splash. As Griff said, they didn't make a splash to where, hey, this is immediate. We're gonna this makes total sense to where, hey, and when you remember in drafts past, they had numerous ones of those impact type picks. And this is just a show within the show. Hey, we're basically staying home. Anybody that was outside the protected pick, you're staying. You're staying there. It wasn't much movement, but the only bright spot was the NXT call ups. I appreciated the raw emotion. It looked like that was real. Those were tears of, hey, all that work, all the blood, sweat, and tears that they put in that performance center. Now you're moving up to the main roster. So I did appreciate. Obviously, Mello wasn't there. Obviously, he had a match with Cody, but I believe Lyra, Blair, seeing Kiana James, and Ilya, obviously, of course. But I appreciate the emotion of it. So that was a bright spot of the draft for me. Seeing the NXT call-ups make their move. Yeah, I loved every minute of it. Yeah.
To your point, Griff, it seems like it should be. I'm stealing from the other side, right? And it just didn't give that this year. It didn't give that there was any friction between the two brands. It just seemed like we were just happy to have all of these athletes and all of these people on our roster, and we're just going to divide them up now. And to your point, Coach, it seemed like a spectacle in the sense of like they had the two war rooms. They brought everybody back to make the announcements, and with all of that, should have came a few more surprises. I too was with you guys. The protected picks immediately negated any thoughts of surprises going across the way.
Right.
So it kind of took away from the grandeur that should have been this weekend, these episodes of SmackDown and Raw. But to your point, Coach, NXT looks like it's about to make some noise on the main roster with names like you named a few already, but Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Fly Like a Bird, Dijak, Blair Davenport, Ilya Dragunov, just to name a few that came up. It looks as though they're going to spark something on the main roster. And so any predictions on who's champion first amongst them?
Ooh, that's a great question. You're talking about as far as like world champion, WWE champion, between both of those from NXT?
However you interpret the question, my brother, we take it as you go. But champion means
I will go on a limb and probably go with I'm gonna stick to my girl Lyra Valkyria.
Why is that?
I think there's still like some unresolved that she could run up against Becky again. I think out of all of them, she'll probably have like the quicker and closest push to the world title reign than anyone else. I mean, you look at Carmelo, he just had his shot with Cody, so you got to look at the ladder of people he's competing with over there with Cody. But then with Lyra and Kiana coming over there, to me, I feel like in this draft on Raw, most of your big top women competitors had moved over to SmackDown, which kind of opened up some more room for Raw and these NXT call-ups to take that reign. It would depend on how they're booked and what their roles would be once they get their first debut on the main roster.
Yeah, they definitely took the stronger names from NXT on the women's side, did they not? Like with Kiana James, Fly Like a Bird, and Blair Davenport. Those are some tough girls, so it's interesting to see. Coach, predictions on who's champ first?
I would I was gonna roll. I'm rolling with Lyra as well. I was trying to think about the other side. On Friday night, we know what Bailey, has got, going on now. She's got 3 competitors to think about. And and I'm sitting here thinking real time, I'm saying Lyra has the most upside out of that group to really make some noise right away. And she proved it. She showed her value, obviously, giving Becky, maybe that 25-minute banger before, when she got it from her, from Becky. So Lyra's makes the most sense in my mind as well.
Interesting.
Hey, Jackie.
Go ahead.
Jackie, can I say something real quick before you go? I don't mean to interrupt. I apologize. I want to say this because I thought about this earlier. While we're on here, I want to make sure we stay in the algorithm with this. And there was a lot of talk about Becky being this Hulk Hogan, right? I know what we think about this name, about burying people, right?
Oh, okay.
And I sit here and I sit here like, okay, well, if she was burying NXT talent, then why the two and Tiff Stratton and Lyra Valkyria are now on the main rosters, right? So it questioned me like, okay, where are we getting this burying from? Because when we say burying, you have to be careful with that term, because when I think of burying, I'm thinking of, okay, we write you off the script and you no longer exist. But while we was here, I just want to point that out because Becky did low key put those 2 individuals over, and now look, they're both on the main roster within a 6-month span.
Coach, you got any thoughts there? You want to hit on the burying piece of it?
No, I sound the alarm back in December, I guess, when she got it from when she got it off of Tiff. So I've always I know it's not burying now, but when it first happened, that first gut reaction, like what's she doing? Why? But now and it all made sense in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I'm appreciative of what she did overall. But yeah, still on the Becky the Hayden Becky train. So that ain't gonna change.
So it's driving the hating Becky train. I never claimed it as burying. I was upset with the momentum that all of those women had at the time. Correct. Immediately got stopped because Becky needed to go over for whatever reason. And I'm with you. I didn't think it was burying in the sense of we won't see that person again, or they won't thrive from this situation or this feud or whatever it may be. But I think that the momentum that those women had at the time, and then Becky went over, and it was like, what was the point? What was the need? Right? Like if Tiffany goes over from Becky and they have that they had, but Tiffany still comes out with the title, I feel better about it because Tiffany's momentum didn't stop. Not to say she's still not hot, but think about where she would have been if she would have held the title just a little bit longer, and now she's coming into this, I think to Coach's point, she's better than Naomi in that regard. So, she would be even higher in during that time. So I don't know if it was burying, but it was definitely a momentum stopper. Go ahead, Coach.
She should have at least had that belt until this past Stand and Deliver. That's where she could have dropped it, then made the transition. I felt this in the same class as Trick and Mello setting that up. I felt that she could have had a money feud at Stand and Deliver that kind of got, and could have skyrocketed right into the main roster with this draft. So,
but think about what happened. Think about the match that we missed out on, right? By inserting Becky in there, we got Tiffany to drop it to Becky. Becky then drops it to Lyra Valkyria. Well, why didn't we get the Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria match, right? Like, let that up on NXT, let that crescendo on NXT, and then maybe the winner of that goes on to Becky. I would feel better. But I don't know if it was burying as much as definitely a momentum stopper. So. Does that answer your question, Griff? I want to make sure we answer.
No. That makes that's a different, great perspective versus burying. Like, we're not going to the locker room saying Triple H, like, you better give me this belt and get this off of this person. We're not doing that. So that's what burying is in my terminology. Where when you talk about momentum breaking, like you were saying, Tiff was on that incline, and then all of a sudden, boom, then whatever. But even though she's still hot, the momentum at that time was really in Tiff's favor, definitely.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we move on from the draft and go on to more boring TV with the contract signing between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. I just couldn't get behind it. I guess maybe I put my own expectations on it, but I would love to hear your thoughts on where this rivalry or feud is heading. Coach?
We looked at that. We looked at that together. We watched that together, and we both looked at each other. It was like, nope. Because as soon as AJ hit the mic, because as soon as AJ hit the mic, we both said, "Give me something, AJ. Give me something." Right.
Yep.
And he took the respect route, and he did. He did say, okay, we came down this, obviously different paths, different roads, right? So I thought he was gonna get into the story of Japan and the Indies, but okay, he kind of gave us that background, but AJ needed to go darker, like that loss after Mania. Like we needed to see. Even I understand that there's not enough time to really put this feud, to add layers to this feud before we get the Backlash. But at least give us some instant heat. Give SmackDown, viewers some must see TV right away during that contract signing. Like, okay, you took the respect route, all of that, shouting out the Dusty and all that. That's cool, but let's get down and dirty here. Let's really show that new character development. If you left your boys, now you out there by yourself. Come on, let's get into your best work, and that's kind of starting. Right, call him something. Really, right, wise man. Call him a name or something. Get his mama involved. But yeah, I wanted more, man. And then of course Cody, being cut and clean and coming back, giving that same mutual respect. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, and we still shaking hands. So I was yawning. So it was very mid, y'all. Very mid.
Griff?
It's real simple, y'all. Back in the day, there was this old school term called when you lose a diamond, you got to search for gold. So when you got a man searching for gold like Cody and you lose a diamond in Roman, you got to go back to the drawing board. Cody had 3 segments that Friday night. That's what led to the boring segment. You had the opening with the first draft pick. Then you had the contract signing. Then you had the match with Melo. So you're plugging in this champion, trying to figure this out. 3 different segments in one show. So I think that's what led to that board 7. Then 2, you got 2 weeks to build. These are 2 elite competitors that need more time to build a great story. And I think these last week and a half, 2 weeks is not enough time for them, especially with all the elated history from the years they've been wrestling with the Rose family, the Bullet Club. I think there could have been a lot more told in this if they had more time to do it. So having 3 segments on SmackDown, a match to end the show, then on top of that, not time to storytelling, that's what leads to this statement to be not good at all, or pretty much falling asleep, or trying to run around and take a piss break and play with Boopy around the house.
Yeah, that's exactly what we was doing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like oversaturation of like it's too much Cody, but it just seemed like we to your point, Coach, we wanted more from the AJ side of things. I guess because AJ is supposed to be the heel, so I wanted him to kind of drive this. We know Cody was going to be the politician and say other things and smile and kiss all the babies. So I guess I wanted more from AJ to kind of push this out, especially going into Backlash coming up this weekend. It's like you don't have a lot of time, so tell me a story that's going to make me interested in seeing you two fight, unless I'm going to get that story at Backlash. And then it's like, I think it's too late. So yeah, one of the segments that you talked about though was that Carmelo and Cody match, and Carmelo's on the main roster, and I thought he held his own. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he did held his own, man, and shout out to him. Second pick. Well, yeah, second pick to go along Bianca. Two black superstars to go in the top draft. Actually we would count 3 if you want to count Raw with Jay. Yep. But with Carmelo, man, I mean, you make your statement. Your first night on the main roster, you call out Cody, had that elite match, and it was respect deserved, man. It's gonna be Carmelo's gonna throw a lot of bangers on Friday night, which I'm very, very, very excited for. He's very trustworthy. And he's one of the ones that's selected to, train with the CM Punks and the Cody Rhodes down in Florida, you know what I'm saying? So they trust him and they're going to be behind him very well. Just a matter of time that he's going to be wearing that strap or, one of those other straps, mid-card straps real soon, but definitely world title picture in the near future.
Yeah, I wish I would have been. I wish I watched him from the beginning in his beginning runs. I got to go back to his early days, but man, he got star written all over him. Man, it was the first time I saw him wrestle. I think Jackie, I told you, I said, "Hey, is he heel?" Because I think we made that joke he was face for so long, but he got heel tendencies. You know, he's been talking heels the whole time. But yeah, Melo. It's his time. He's going to only get better. So I give it a matter of time before he's wearing some type of gold for sure. So yeah, that was a great way to start his run with Cody for sure.
Okay, really quickly. I don't know if y'all spear Cedric Alexander in under 30 seconds, and whoa. Moving on.
Goldberg.
Kevin Owens finally gets his hands on Tonga. Rescue to help set up the Bloodline members Solo and MFT Tonga versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at Backlash in Lyon, France. What are our thoughts on the Bloodline mixing it up with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton again? Coach, over to you.
I thought that segment was brilliant. The way they came out fighting in front of the ladies. That's once again more production, more great work, man. But yeah, it's time. Now obviously I know me and Jackie we said you said this. Now that it made sense for KO and Randy to team up that way, coming out of Mania, because that was a plan all along. So I guess we're good with it, because it's gonna be a damn good feud. It's gonna be Tama Tonga's coming out party. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, more bloodshed, I hope, because they continue to push their savagery and continue to move this bloodline story forward continually on with the momentum that they got. But I'm looking forward to it, man. But it was a great touch, man. Them getting after it backstage. I liked every bit of it.
Over to you, Griff.
Tonga's going to really show out this Saturday, and for those who really haven't been watching him or looking him up, he's going to really, now he got that real spotlight on him. He's going to really walk in this week and let everybody know who the MFT really is. You know what I'm saying? Who he's really about. There it is. And like I said, man, this is a different side of the bloodline. I'm very excited for again. Going back to the Marvel phase again. This is a side we're going to see a different side of Solo and more things coming out of Solo and what's up his sleeves and what's in their pocket. But the real mystery we all know is who's really calling the shots. So many people that's out there that could be calling this shot. But right now, like I always say, y'all, I got my C4, I got my water, my popcorn. I'm just enjoying this. But much as I love KO, much I love Randy, the MFT and Solo, they finna go to work this week in France.
Yeah, I really hope they leave Randy and Kevin Owens really, really like buddied and back, because like that's the only way to show that this is a more fierce bloodline. This is like, hey, I think I know what's wrong with Solo, and I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, this man's suit doesn't fit. That's why.
Yeah. I know that's what he was saying, bro.
Some man said his suit doesn't fit. That's why his bloodline doesn't make sense. Get off my phone, bro.
Hey, the one last week fit pretty decent. He
added the gloves this time. He added
the handkerchief, right? He had, bro.
Went to the OG museum.
I love Paul starting. Yeah, but Paul starting this segment off though. That's obviously still hyping up Roman. He's been a great mouthpiece of Roman. Yeah. Not even be on the screen. That's why Paul's so critical. We know, he's cooking. He's gonna cook with that. But Paul also, if y'all notice, he took a shot at Solo before they pulled up. That talking about the real tribal chief. So that was very pivotal. Everybody caught that. He looked in the camera and said that the real tribal chief. So just put a pin in that and let's. This is where it's going, y'all. So
Bloodline Wolfpack coming, bro. Bloodline Wolfpack coming.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure we can all agree here. Liv Morgan picks up a much-needed win over Nia Jax. Even if it was by distraction, she definitely needed this win to propel her forward in this revenge tour. What are our thoughts towards Liv Morgan, Nia Jax? And you can add Becky Lynch into this if you'd like. Griff, start with you.
I believe the opening segment with her and with Liv and Becky was like the start of, okay, this is where this story, and now we're going to take shots at each other. You see Becky threw one at her, Liv threw one at her. That's what kicked it off. So Nia came. to Liv's point, I'm excited that she got the win, but I need a little bit more from Liv. And here's the reason why. A lot of Liv Morgan's key victories come from either lucky slip-ups, lucky mistakes, or distractions. Like, to this point, for me to really get on this Liv Morgan heel direction, or that's the way they're going in this revenge tour, I need to see her like really like do some Tama Tonga stuff, like come out and just start scrapping, beating some tail, and winning matches without distractions and things like that. So to her point, I think it's coming. I'm gonna be patient and wait and have faith in that. But that was a great pickup win for Liv, especially to get it on Nia before Nia departs to go to SmackDown. But before I get on this revenge tour bandwagon, I need to see some real deal victories that's not no distraction or no cheat codes from Liv Morgan going forward.
That's real.
Coach? Yeah, she definitely was gonna need help to beat Nia. So yeah, you ain't gonna beat Nia clean without no help. So that's definitely was not gonna happen. But I believe that she needs. In case in point, this is why these heavy hitters from NXT may be coming up to Raw. You know, to let Liv kind of, you know, break them in as she works toward Becky too. So that's something else that we can look at. So I think, you know, she's going to give those young girls a rub on her way. But that's really where we might see, you know, the dirty stuff come out, kind of breaking them in. But yeah, it's still more work for her to do. The storyline is there. I really hope that Dom gets back involved, because I got kind of excited about hearing the what ifs and possibilities about that twist, you know, with the Judgment Day. So, you know, I'm kind of gonna sit back and, you know, and eat my popcorn and hopefully wait in anticipation. Hopefully they go that route. So that will get me invested in Liv again for sure. But y'all already know, man. I'm Team Nia Jax. Hopefully she can beat the shit out of Bayley when she get over there to SmackDown. So
y'all love a good internet booking. I don't think that Judgment Day situation.
I'm including the y'all. I didn't do no booking yet.
I don't think the Judgment Day situation is gonna happen. I think that's all internet booking, and I know we heard it on Busted Open Radio and all of that, but I think that's internet booking. But if it happens, it happens, and hopefully they tell the story. Well, like no other. I hate him.
That's it, bro.
Hey, them Beavis and Butthead nachos and cheese chips.
So yeah, there's not a lot to talk about on as the draft took over most of the show. But we do want to go to the lightning round because we want to make sure that we touch on everything. So let's turn our attention to the rest of the show and do the lightning round. We'll put 2 minutes on the clock. We'll try to touch on each topic. When you hear your topic, please jump in. Here we go. 2 minutes on the clock. Lightning round. Gunther makes Xavier Woods tap fairly quickly. Coach, you want to hit on that?
He's definitely on his way. I loved it. He said, "Hey, you were king. You were a clown king. I'm gonna show you the real king's gonna be, and I'm gonna make you tap. This is real stuff here now." So, let's get ready for the future King of the Ring, Gunther, making that statement.
All about that business is Gunther. Braun Strowman finally makes his return. Griff.
Man, welcome back, Braun Strowman. I was looking forward to him to go around the ring and do that sprint and put Logan Paul through the barricade, but what he should have done was take that fist in the rings and went across Pat Mahomes' face since he tried to step up and be the heel on the show. So Pat Mahomes, look out, Doc, because this ain't the gridiron where Roger Goodell could cheat for you, Doc. This is WWE. Better watch yourself.
I'm here.
The commissioner.
I'm here. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre play cat and mouse on Raw. Coach, over to you.
Oh man, will these guys just get to the summer already? Like this is long overdue. Drew can't even think straight, man. He's obsessed. You're right. Yeah, he is the ex-girlfriend that CM Punk trying to get rid of, man. Let's go ahead and get these two dudes. Let's get them going, man. I'm ready. So, but yeah, it was a great segment.
The Miz couldn't keep a beat if you glued it to his hands. Did you hear this man trying to rap? I don't know if y'all been paying attention to it every week. This man is awful.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
This man is awful.
It's terrible.
Mic. Shout out to the Miz.
Carlito attacks Dragon Lee before Mania and now has turned heel. Griff, over to you.
Sitting in the Wells Fargo Arena watching that, I knew right off the bat it was Carlito. We all knew it was Carlito. Like Rey Mysterio, you can't catch a break. It was your son, Santos, not Carlito. Like, bro, just retire for good, so everybody can stop turning their back on you.
This man, this man Carlito is like 6'5" compared to the rest of these lucha dudes over here looking like The Rock.
Yes.
Like, and this man took off running.
Yeah, they're looking like Dwayne. Yeah. Like,
bro, yes.
He gave that man a Chris Jericho code breaker and split. Like,
took off. This man had an 80-mile-an-hour exit, getting out the ring, running from the little dudes from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Like, why are you running from these little dudes, man?
Why are you They get to be running from you. Why are you running from them?
Running from the Mexican Munchkinville. What is this, man?
Right.
Step up, said Carlito. Let's go, man. All right, but at least we're going to get a heel run out of him. Last but not least, the Women's North American Championship in NXT looks to be taking off. A 12-woman combine will then determine six matches into then a casket match, and then after the casket match you got to go through Bianca Belair, and then after you fight her, and it's a lot, but we'll get to a North American champion. No.
Oh, I was about to say,
I was like, what?
I heard a combine, and I'm like, no, these was they got to go through.
So how many 2K24 matches they gonna do?
You got to go to the Olympics in France. You got to qualify on the track there, and then when you come back, then you get to
prelims, quarters, regionals, semis.
You got to sit through a whole hour of Jerry Lawler screaming puppies. It's a lot that you got to go through to be the North American Women's Champion. So we'll see what happens when it comes.
Dang, Ava.
Hour of JR saying he broke him in half.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a lot, bro. Actually, bro, you bring up Ava, bro. She's actually holding her own down there on NXT, and I don't know if you guys have watched it, but she speaks well, and she's holding her own down there as the GM of NXT. So they're figuring out how to use her, and they're using her well. So all right, man.
Like if it's working, keep her.
Yeah, agreed. If she's doing it right, let her go. Agreed.
Yep.
Okay, boys, let's turn our attention to Leon, France, as WWE goes overseas and will be now international for WWE Backlash. And let's go to our prediction segment as we talk about each match. Give your prediction and what you think is going to happen this weekend. And if we haven't hit on it during the show so far, go ahead and give your 2 cents on the particular topic. Let's start with Awesome Truth versus DIY. Awesome Truth versus DIY for the, what are they called? They're not the Raw Tag Team Champions anymore. What are they? The World
Tag Team Champions.
Okay. All right. The World Tag Team Champions. Awesome Truth versus DIY. Your picks?
The World Tag Team Champions will retain. I don't see how those two will win, and they just got drafted to the other brand with other tag titles. So, Truth and Miz will retain.
Yeah, I got the Awesome Truth going over in this one. This should be their first, obviously, serious title defense. Get a little humor in there, a little entertainment with Truth, but not as much. Let's have a good match. Let them win, and then obviously we'll probably see a DIY heel turn here soon.
Yeah, I'm predicting that Awesome Truth goes over, rooting for DIY just based off of Miz's musical performance, and but I see Awesome Truth winning this one out, so we'll see. The Boogie Warriors and Jade. Did we see the camera angle of that? Never mind. I'm sorry. Never mind. Bianca and Jade take on the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team championships. What are our predictions here, Griff?
I'm going with the sisters, Bianca and Jade, new women tag team champions, and this will be the start of a future storyline between the two.
Coach. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Jet Beauties going over for sure. I just hope Jay can can at least give us 5 minutes rather than 3. So we'll we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think that Bianca and Jade are going to win this one. Kabuki Warriors just went over to Raw, and I think WWE likes keeping the tag titles over SmackDown. So we'll see what happens with Jade over there. Let's go to Bayley, Tiffany, and Naomi. Coach, what are your thoughts here?
I love how the way they've set this up. For sure, I got Bayley going over. Obviously it's going to be a dog fight.
Sorry, mine started jumping too. I picked Bayley to go over on this one. Tiffany's not quite there yet, and Naomi hasn't gotten all the way up to an A for a coach yet, so we'll see what happens there. And we'll see. We'll go from here. Damian Priest looks to defend his world title against Jey Uso. Your picks, Griff.
I am going to go with Mr. Priest retaining. Much as I love my boy Jay, I believe Priest is going to continue to retain and move out of Leon, still world heavyweight champion.
I got Damian successful in his first defense. Obviously, this is, Jay, he's going to get his world title shot, but obviously we know where this is going. He's got, another feud that's probably going to come out of this. Look for probably him and Logan Paul. I know they was throwing some jabs at each other, so look for that for sure.
That's one that I actually think he can win, so I'm going to say that he's not going to beat Damian Priest this weekend, and then somehow, some way, he spurs off and goes and has a feud with Logan Paul and actually could take the title from Logan Paul with the momentum that he does have. I just don't see him going over on this week. And then, but not least, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Do we see AJ Styles pulling it off, Griff?
Cody will still retain the WWE Championship.
And still undisputed. So it's Cody Rhodes. Yeah, that's as simple as that. Hopefully AJ can recover, get to a credible feud, and get a little darker, and Cody can still shake hands and kiss babies. On to the next.
Not enough storyline for me to come off of finishing, quote unquote, the story at WrestleMania to then turn around and lose to AJ Styles after a 2-week build. I don't think it's going to happen. So exactly. Cody Rhodes goes over on this one. My apologies, Griff. I did not hear your A-Town Down Under versus Street Profits pick. Go ahead and give that now.
Hey, I was going to ask you that one and on the Bayley one too. So A-Town Down Under and also got Bayley prevailing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys. A-Town Down Under. Would love to see Street Profits go over, but I don't think it's going to happen. So A-Town Down Under retains, and but I think something fishy is going to happen in that match that we expand on that feud. So we'll see what happens there. And then, I'm with you, Bayley as well. Okay, boy. Appreciate your predictions. And we're going to move forward now. What we're all here to see. The ECW Fantasy Draft. We're going to...